a spiritual life coaching program faculty member, and I want to welcome you to the 2627 Spiritual Life Coaching Open House. Whether you're here out of curiosity or a calling, clarity, you're in the right place. This is more than an information session. It is a sacred invitation, an invitation to explore the intersection of personal growth and divine purpose, an invitation to deepen your spiritual walk, an invitation to become equipped to walk alongside others as they heal, transform, and rise. Today, may your heart feel affirmed, your mind be expanded, your spirit stirred, and may you leave not only with information, but with inspiration. So we welcome you to this journey. And at Inner Visions, we begin everything with prayer. So I just ask that you take a deep breath. Let's take one more. And one final breath so we can settle and receive everything that we're here to receive. Heavenly Creator, divine presence, and wisdom and light, we welcome you to this sacred space, Father. We open our hearts, our minds, and our spirits to the divine unfolding of purpose that has gathered us here today. Let this open house be more than an event. Let it be a sanctuary of revelation, connection, and alignment. Father, we honor the courageous souls who have said yes to the spiritual calling to grow, to serve, to heal, and to lead. May every word spoken today be guided by your wisdom. May every heart be comforted by your love. And may each person feel seen, heard, and valued for the light they carry within. Bless this program, this community, and every path that leads here. May it be a place where transformation is not only taught, but embodied. We release any fear, doubt, or limitation into the light, and we declare this space to be fertile ground for purpose, power, and divine remembrance. In gratitude and grace, amen, and so it is. So I now pass the mic to Coach Allison.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Yolanda. All right, let's just I am Coach Allison. I am also part of the Spiritual Life Coaching Program. I am a graduate of the 2019 class. And right now we're just going to allow the words of the prayer to really permeate the space. I offer and ask that you envision the words that were just spoken, that they are alive, that they're moving, that they're vibrating, and you're allowing them to fill the space wherever you are, that you're coming present to the words, to the life, the wisdom, the energy, and the emotions of the words, allowing them to fill your space and filling your heart. So let's come to center, and center being those words, just those beautiful words of prayer, the space. Allow them to hold you, to touch you, to see you. Feel them. Take a breath in. With each inhale, I ask that you open yourself up to receiving. And with each exhale, see the air, the breath, as receiving, as allowing. All right. Just ask that you stay with your breath. For wisdom is more mobile than any motion. No need to do anything, no counting of breaths, no concentration. Wisdom pervades and penetrates all things. Wisdom as breath, as power, as God, as source. Wisdom, a pure emanation of God, of source, of Almighty. Inhale, allowing that wisdom, the breath, to feel. Exhale, allowing it to move through you. Allow your body to receive this space, this right now moment. Nothing, not one thing is required of you. When it feels right, you may close your eyes, allowing your eyes to rest, or just soften your gaze. I do ask that you bring one or both hands to your heart space, not to guard, not to hide, not to protect, but to feel, just to be with your heart. Feeling the beats, the rhythm. Breathe in slowly, breathe in gently. Again, with each inhale, receiving. Exhale, allowing. Inhale, exhale. Allow your awareness to flow to the center of your chest, this beautiful bridge, this beating alive bridge where breath and blood meet, where spirit and soul and heart agree. Feel the rhythm, the steady beat, steady yes of life. Nothing is missing here. Nothing is missing. Silently allow these words to settle, to permeate your heart, your space, to hold you. My heart is whole. My heart is intelligent. I trust the intelligence of my heart. My heart knows. Wisdom has breath. Inhale. Allowing the wisdom to breathe through your heart. No effort, no need to control. For wisdom is more mobile than any motion. Feel the breath travel freely, finding its way without instruction. This is how wisdom moves. Wisdom flows where she is welcomed. Hush now, baby. Hush now. Hush now. My guides are whispering to me. For words, well, truly language can't capture a love this deep. A soul contract so true. Many lifetimes you have traveled to meet the true you. A long journey indeed. Take rest and now allow your heart to speak. In the chambers of heart, intellect fades away. Stay present to the beat, the melody, the answers that boldly play. No hiding. No hiding. My guides are continuing to stay on repeat. Allow your heart to speak. Allow the wisdom of breath to guide, leading you to where your heart and your soul answer resides. See, sense, know your heart as a cup, a sacred vessel, filling with water, overflowing. With each breath, allow the water to feel. No rushing, just remembering. Inhale, receiving, exhale, allowing. Allow this water to move through the chambers of your heart, washing old narratives, hydrating places, in the pools of the chambers of your heart where this water sits. A reflection you can now see yourself clear, while in the depths of your heart, allow worlds within worlds within worlds to appear. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, allowing. Stay with your breath now. Wisdom as breath. Wisdom does not need to shout. Wisdom circulates. Allow the circulation of knowing, of breath. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, allowing. Gently ask without searching. Heart, what do you want me to know? Do not chase an answer. Listen with sensation, sensuality, with stillness. Trust the intelligence of your heart. Wisdom that speaks without words. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale and allow. As we silently affirm, wisdom weaves through my heart. I am permeable to truth. I move from wholeness. Inhale. Receiving. Exhale. Allowing. Allow the words to permeate the space, your heart, around you, in you, as you. Slowly coming back to center, knowing the water remains. Wisdom as breath continues. Your heart knows the way. All right, when you are ready, you can open your eyes. As we come back to this very present moment, I ask us to stay in this place, and I ask us all to take a collective breath, breathing with me, because what we just entered truly, truly, truly is not a presentation, not a performance. It is truly a circulation, truly the intelligence of the heart of an individual that trusted the intelligence of her heart and allowed it to flow, unfiltered, not hardened, not withheld. What she has written and done did not come from strategy. It came from eternal truth, felt so deeply, so deeply. We are absolutely sitting in the heart of Iyanla. So fill the chambers, allow it to soften around you. The vision, the seed that was fertilized by her intimacy, her willingness. We are absolutely sitting in that heart space. Inside the vision, wholeness, willingness. We are sitting inside of her sacred yes, her courageous yes, her holy yes, and her nevertheless yes. Did I know what it would cost me, every piece of me? And we get to sit in her nevertheless, I will to will your will, and also her surrendered yes. Please show me how. I am one of the many daughters of Iya.
Thank you, Coach Allison.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I am Iyanla Van Zandt, founder and executive director of the Innovations Institute for Spiritual Development and senior faculty member of the Intervisions Coaching Program, welcoming you here today from everywhere you are tuning in. I see from as far away as Germany, I see Trinidad, I see Guyana, I see all across the United States. So very quickly, I want to ask you, why are you here? Why are you here? Put it in the chat. I know you're saying hi to me. Happy New Year to you too. But I want you to be clear. Why are you here? Take a breath. As Coach Allison guides you, let the wisdom of your heart speak. I know some of you think you're just here because you didn't have anything else to do. Some of you think that you're here to hear me. Some of you think that you're here because of whatever. Share that with us. Put it in the space. Because one of the things that we're going to talk about as a spiritual life coach, how presence and space is so very important. Good, to become the next version of myself, next level of spiritual development. Good, for discipline. I'm here for inspiration. Okay, this is about more than inspiration, but okay, to finally put my past training to use. Beautiful. Divine elevation. Excellent. Excellent. Come on, put it in the chat. Bring your presence to the space. Because as a coach, one of the things that you have to learn is presence, not performance. And as Coach Allison said, that wisdom in your heart. So take a breath, go into the heart, go into the heart. And I am here too. I am here for. I am here to learn, to embrace. Good, beautiful, 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 beautiful. We're here today. Our purpose here today is to expand, continue, and establish a new lineage of spiritual authority on the planet in the consciousness of those who deem, claim, declare, see themselves as spiritual life coaches. And we are just so excited to be here. Good, 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 good. Excellent, 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 beautiful. So glad that you're willing to share with us why you are here. So I want to just offer a bit of insight about why we're here and what we're going to do. And then I'm going to introduce you to your director, Coach Robert Pruitt. But our vision at Intervisions Institute is to train and to cultivate spiritual life coaches who are grounded in truth, integrity, divine law, emotional maturity, and sacred service. And one of the ways that you can tell where you are in that gathering of our vision is how challenging or how easy was it for you to just sit through the meditation, to be fully present with what Coach Allison was offering and where her presence that she was bringing. Were you more concerned about what it sounded like? Could you hear? Or could you just tap into the energy? Because as a spiritual life coach, to cultivate that emotional maturity and integrity, presence is so very important. We're here because our mission is to support individuals in healing themselves so that they may guide others with clarity, courage, compassion, and spiritual authority. So to be a spiritual life coach, it's not something else that you do, it's what you become. And then it is what you share with others. You share your beingness as an encouragement for them to step into their beingness. Our purpose in each year in inviting in a new class of coaches is to develop spiritually aligned coaches, not greater technicians, not people who know information, but spiritually aligned coaches, and to strengthen emotional intelligence, accountability, and the inner authority of people on the planet in general. But those who are trained and facilitating spiritual life coaching, we're going to make that distinction between spiritual life coaching and coaching in just a minute, because it's an important distinction to be made. Our purpose, why this program exists. We answered the call to heal, to teach, and to serve, to heal ourselves, to teach what we learned in service to God's source creator. Our sacred mandate was to teach what we were learning. We heal as we help others heal. And I've talked about that in every single aspect of our life, of my life. And our vision in fulfilling that purpose was to facilitate the evolution of human consciousness, how people think, how people think. And we wanted to do that one mind, one heart, one spirit at a time, because every mind is important in the collective. Every heart is important in the collective. Every spirit is connected to the collective. So every single one of you and everyone that engages this process is as important as the other one. Innovisions is 34 years old, actually. The institution of Innovisions is 34 years old. So for the past 34 years, myself, my daughter Jamia Orisha Sami Ibae, that means she's no longer in her body, we have been in the process and practice of healing using universal law and spiritual principle, in the practice of it. It's not just something we talk about or teach or offer, it's that we live it, healing. So Innovision started as a very small organization. Me and my daughter, and my two daughters and my son, and any other friends that I had. And what I used to do was make spiritual baths. I would gather herbs. Jamia and I would mix herbs, mix them with essential oils, and we sold them in cellophane bags with a little cheesecloth bag. And you fill the cheesecloth bag with the herb and run it under your bathtub. That was 34 years ago. That is how Innovision started. And the other thing I did was dress candles. You know, people like to burn candles, and I would put certain blessings on candles. And we sold spiritual herbs, spiritual bath herbs, spiritual herbal baths, and blessed candles. That's how Innovision started. Until I got the direction from Spirit to move it into the teaching aspect. So you're not sitting in something that just developed yesterday. We have a long history. The ground, the foundation of Spiritual Innovisions Institute was to have the courage to tell the truth, to be accountable for yourself and your behavior, and to live in alignment with divine law. That takes courage, because to honor divine law, to honor your truth, and to be fully accountable, sometimes you will piss other people off. And you'll break certain traditions within yourself, because most of us are conditioned to certain traditions and obligations and responsibilities because we inherited them. So that is the spiritual foundation: truth, courage, accountability, all grounded in spiritual principle and divine law. And our approach, as I said earlier, is to heal yourself as you support others. So you don't have to be healed and you floating on water, walking on water. You don't have to have wings, but you do need to have the experience of moving from one level of consciousness to another, from one way of being to another, from one way of thinking to another, from one way of seeing to another. And as you heal that and you have the experience of the healing, which is what happens as you're training to become a spiritual life coach. It's not theory, it is practice and experience, and that's what gives you presence. You become the instrument of healing for other people. Take a breath with me. Take a breath, hold that breath. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Hold the exhale, don't inhale. And now relax. Because I can feel your mind getting involved. Stay in your heart. Stay in your heart. Yeah. So our vision for each spiritual life coaching class is to train coaches who are grounded in spiritual authority and integrity, not books, not books, not theory, like most clinical therapists or counselors or social workers were trained. We were trained in the books with the laws and rules, and I say we because I was trained that way too. but to give ourselves or reclaim our spiritual authority and to walk that out with integrity. That's our vision. And our mission is for you to awaken to the truth of who you are and align with that truth in every aspect of your life so that your life is transformed. And then as a result of your experience, you can share that with other people. That is our vision. That is our mission. That is our goal. Why? So that we can heal the consciousness of humanity. A spiritual life coach supports others in healing their consciousness, not fixing their life. That's my job. Healing your consciousness so that, and do it through spiritual law, not through advice and not through browbeating, not through beating people up, but through spiritual law, because we know that that is how we facilitate transformation of the mind, the heart, the spirit, and the life. That is what our spiritual life coaches do. Why? Why? Because it matters. This work matters. Living from a spiritual foundation matters because many people have had the physical rug pulled out from under them recently. And what's going on in the world, even today, what's going on in the world is no longer, we can't live by and depend upon the physicality. The physicality is changing so rapidly. And we want to support people. Our mission, our goal, our vision is to support people in living from the inside out. So as we train coaches who become spiritually grounded guides, spiritually grounded facilitators, spiritually grounded, not just education. Our only educational requirement for coming into this program is that you have a high school diploma. That's it. And we've had doctors, we've had nurses, we've had psychiatrists, psychologists do come through the program. The work is master's level, but the requirements are a high school diploma. I want to introduce to you now our director, the director of the program, Coach Robert Lee Pruitt. He's going to walk you through for those who signed up, and did the client scenario so that you get a taste of what you're in for. Coach Robert came to us, I want to say off the street. We snatched him off the streets.
Don't tell nobody that.
Many, many years ago. And he has been with us first as a reader for the program,
Lord,
as a faculty member, and now as the director of the coaching program. And he's going to talk to you about Malik. I'm so honored to be here with you. And now I'm going to remove myself. And you got it, Coach Robert.
I love it. Thank you, Ia. Thank you, each and every one of you, for posting what you have in the chat. Thank you for saying yes to this moment. Thank you for not knowing what you thought this moment would be. And I'm going to just play before we even move into Malik, because some of y'all are Malik and don't even know it. I want to be the next Iyama. Nicole, no, you don't. You want to be the greatest version of you. That would be authentic. To be the next something else is to copy. You are unique. That's what this program is about. You getting clear about whose you are, who you are, and what you have to offer. So that stuff y'all putting in the chat, we watching it.
Listen,
all on it because somebody put it in somebody, and I'm glad you back on. Somebody put it.
I want to address that because I think it's very important. Somebody said they want to be the next Yama. So that means that you want your mother to die when you're 3. You want to live with an abusive grandmother who beat you with an ironing cord, a switch, and an extension cord, barely fed you, threatened to kill you if you told the truth. You want to be shifted around from family members from age 5 until age 9. You want to be raped at 9. You want to be pregnant at 16 by a boy who refused to talk to you. You want to have 3 children by the time you're 21. You want to attempt suicide twice. You want to do that. You want to be homeless. You want to be hungry. If you really want to be me, then that's what you've got to do. All right? Because I was tested by my fire. What about your fire? Honor your fire that has prepared you for this moment. Your fire was important to burn off what no longer served you, the same way my fire was burned off what no longer served me. And as a spiritual life coach, you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful so that you give people permission to sit in their fire and rise out of it like the phoenix. Not to be somebody else's phoenix, or not to have somebody else's eagle wings, to have their ego. That's what a spiritual life coach does. Gives people permission to be who they are with their singed feathers, and make those singed feathers help them soar. That's all I want to say.
And that's enough. Let me ask, and I know you're behind the scenes. If we have the Malik slides, let's go ahead and put those up, because we'll just play with those. But I want to make sure that you all walk away from this moment clear that this moment is about you. It's not about Minister Yolanda that opened up with prayer. It is not about our resident shaman who's on the faculty and served as one of your coaching faculties, who blessed us with the meditation, Allison. It's not Coach Alishay that you'll see at the end. It's not Coach Jackie that's here, Coach Vernisa that's here, Coach Felicia that's around, and Coach Chanel. Matter of fact, the three of y'all, just put a love sign in the chat so people can connect to your names. This is about your unique walk. And for those of you that placed in the chat, somebody said to heal for real. I want to know what heal for play is. But, I'm called to be here. This is the start of being in a divine state. They wanted to start this year in a divine space. My love, that's you. It's like when people ask me, is this a safe space? It's always a safe space until you choose for it to be something other than that. You are your divine space. The beauty of it is that the program, which has already begun just because you're here now, once you submit the application, you'll see. For those of you that haven't connected to it and haven't read it, there is a scenario with Malik. And with Malik, and again, if we don't have that up, don't worry about it, because we'll just move through. Malik is an individual that is coming to you pure of heart. So let me just give this to you in the way that I hear it. My mind, my memory of Malik, it's his intake coming to you today, right now, as a client. And in short fashion, what Malik wants you to know is that he's a man in his latter 30s, later stages of his 30th decade around the sun, that he's married, has children, but he just doesn't feel like life is really allowing him to flourish. His life started off with his father dying at a young age, and he became the man of the household. When he was a teen, was able to generate income. That created a pattern over about 20 years of this gentleman creating jobs and getting promotions and creating jobs. But his love, it tapped and sounded like teaching. It tapped him and sounded like counseling. It tapped him and sounded like something poetic, something that would have him work with youth. But he never explored that, because at a young age, he became man of the house, became the sole provider, then got married and continued to play that out as a husband and as a father. But in his marriage, his wife says, as Iyanla would say, he's dead from the neck down. He's just flatlined emotionally. What he wants you to know in his intake. Now, this is just a brother trying to remember this scenario. So y'all bear with me. You ain't got nothing to compare it to, so it don't matter. Take it as gospel. What he said was, I've got a recurring nightmare. Well, let's not call it a nightmare, a recurring dream. where I am running down a hallway with all of these doors, and every time I come past the door, it closes. And what he knows is that he's come to you because if nothing else, he knows he can't continue this. And something gets to shift. So now, based on what you heard from me, in 3 words or less, I'm gonna let y'all play so that y'all just not listening. You can put it in the chat. What did you hear? If you said, oh, based on what Prue said, y'all can call me Prue, you can call me Robert, you can call me Pruitt, you can call me Coach Robert. Based on what I heard, we don't even need that on the screen. What would you say? Let's just do one important thing that you know about your client. Your client is Malik. Y'all are the coaches right now. Okay. Closed doors. That's important. Okay. What's one important thing that you know about your client? Now I'm going to give y'all some theme music so that you don't think we got all day. You got 15 seconds. All right. Let me do the black version. All right, stop. Don't type no more. Don't type no more. Don't type no more. Don't type no more. Here's what I love. He's tired. Now, here's the question. What's an important thing that you know? Did he say he was burdened? Did he say he was tired? Did he say he was unhappy? Did he say he was stuck? Did he say his soul is leading? One of the things that you'll get clear about, and we call it perception checking. So I'm giving y'all, you want to write something down, y'all can write that down now because that'll be the answer to a test that y'all will get a few months down the road. Perception checking. That's when you make up something. Anybody here, do me a favor, just raise your hand. You know what? I don't even want a hand. Put a laughing emoji in the chat if this is you. Have you ever been loud and wrong? Childhood trauma. Okay. Did he say he had childhood trauma? Have you ever been? So y'all don't want to put that one up. He came for help. Put the laugh. Thank you. Somebody. There's 2 people that got the instruction. See how quickly the moment shifts? Y'all still type it after I said stop typing. Have you ever been loud and wrong? And if you are frowning right now, it's you. Loud and wrong is when I make up something. And then I act on it as though it's true. The great thing about Intervision's experience is we want you to bring loud and wrong, but we hope that you bring it in the crucible of open and willing. Open and willing to receive guidance and correction, because one of the things that we do with perception checking is we take the thing that we've made up and we test it. Hey, are you feeling a certain way? Are you saying A, B, C, and D versus what some of you placed in the chat? You gave me your interpretation. You didn't give me what the client said. All you have to go by is what I offered. Let me give you another one. But then I'll come back to this. What would you say based on what I said? And I'm not even going to give you 25 words. 5 words. So some of y'all going to have to count. 5. And if you don't have, you got 3, then and then your 2 eyes. And if you only got 1 eye, use your 5. 3 fingers and 2 nostrils. 5 words. Why is Malik coming to you? Just put it in the chat. Why is Malik coming to you? What did you hear me say based on my recollection of his intake form? For guidance, needs direction, needs to be heard. I'll give you a hint. It came after I said walking and running down a hallway where the doors continued to close. And what he knows is he can't continue this. I love it. Define himself. Now, take everything that y'all put in the chat. Freeze right now. Don't put anything else in. I know somebody's like, but I wrote it. Just let me hit send. Freeze. Nothing else. Nothing in the chat. Take a look at what you were about to put in the chat, what you put in the chat, and ask, is that what you heard me say about Malik, or is that a projection of your own life? The healed coach. The healed coach, and healed in its truest sense, is just, in Christianity, I'm a preacher's kid. And you got remembrance. Y'all know on first Sundays. Don't act like some of y'all don't know. When you got the broken bread and that nasty juice. And if you didn't find that funny, you might as well leave now, because it's directed. We don't do serious like this. So, all right. Remembrance means the truth of who we are. To be healed is to return, and you heard this in the meditation, return to center. That's the truth of who you are. So when you're healed, you stand as who you are. Even if you want to say you have a limited understanding, you don't compare it. It just is. I'm bold, I'm open, I'm love, I'm light, I'm spirit. You stand in that. And in that moment, you are healed. Yes, it is a process, but it starts with the declaration that you are, not waiting to become. So for those of you all that are going to choose to download this application, please understand when y'all go through the Malik scenario, and we already got the open book test answers. I'm reading all of these, all of them, so that we can get clear. And I'm going to tell y'all something that some other folks at Cinnamon don't know yet. When it says 25 words or less, if you put 26, I make a note of that. Because in this context that you are, let me say it this way, and please, Ia, jump in at any time. Your application is a soul contract. You're not creating a contract with us. You are saying yes to the part of you that said, I want to heal for real, and to the sister that said, who would listen to this messed up girl? Well, when you recognize that the girl is not who you are, and that messed up is an experience that you get to share with others, what will happen is, like Malik, you'll see yourself in your client, because we make no distinction between the coach and the client. We just understand, oh, Malik said this, Malik said that. I'm sensing this. I'm hearing spirit whisper this. Let me test that. And then between our use of guided principles and, like open and awareness and vision and love and accountability and responsibilities, we use the word presence several times. You may have missed it for those of y'all that are taking notes. Presence means state of being. So the distinction between what Intervisions offers and the rest of the world is we're not performative. Doesn't mean you don't perform, but we're not performative. We're presence-based. Who am I? And when you answer and get clear about who you are, then you'll know who will listen to what the girl went through that she defined as messed up, but now recognizes as a blessing. That's the coaching that takes place internally. Ia, your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that some of the answers were so wonderful. People just be making up all kinds of stuff because they don't know that as a coach, their role is simply to be a mirror, a guide, and an awakener.
Absolutely.
The messed up girl, her messed up, her fire. And one of the things a spiritual life coach does is help you sift through the ashes of the fire and give that a new meaning. Give it a new meaning so that you can really step into the truth of who you are. And that's what spiritual life coaches do. There's always a truth beneath the story. Always a truth beneath the story. And there's always a way that we can align with that truth as opposed to perform the way we think we need to get acceptance from other people. And what a spiritual life coach does is it takes you to the truth in the story and supports you aligning with it. That is what a spiritual life coach does, which is very different than what a coach does. So what is a spiritual life coach? It's a guide who supports inner transformation. Inner transformation. One of the things that Coach Robert said is when Malik came to you, he said, I know I can't go on like this. You want to know what the this is. You don't want to make it up. You don't know what the this is. It may not be his purpose. It may not be his misalignment. I mean, the things that we made up were just so delicious. And a spiritual coach understands that because a spiritual coach is a practitioner of universal law. And when you understand the law of cause and effect, correspondence, the law of love, the law of forgiveness, the law of polarity, you understand that whatever Malik is going through, it is the operation of the law and not a function of his behavior. A spiritual life coach is a mirror for truth and clarity and alignment, aligned with the truth. A spiritual life coach facilitates awareness. You cannot heal. You cannot clean up. You cannot strengthen. You cannot move beyond what you don't see. What you don't see. Self-awareness is what leads to healing. And healing is what supports you in reclaiming your inner authority. And spiritual life coaches are stewards of spiritual integrity. That is the biggest thing that we do. We steward your internal integrity. A coach focuses on goals. A spiritual life coach focuses on healing the consciousness that created the goals in the first place. So that is a distinction. A coach versus a therapist. Therapy looks to the past to help you understand the present. A spiritual life coach helps you look at your consciousness so that you can have liberation. Because if it's in your life, it is in your mind. And the law, spiritual law is always operating, and a spiritual principle functioning in your consciousness will take you to the next step of your evolution. A spiritual life coach is a facilitator that supports you in awakening your identity. A therapist is a practitioner that uses certain tools to help you accomplish a goal. Not bad. One is not better than the other. They're all necessary. Sometimes we tell our coaches, go get a therapist. We want you to understand that. We're not promoting one over the other. We're supporting you in understanding the distinction. Spiritual life coaches uses principles. Talk about consciousness. We talk about presence, alignment, accountability, embodiment, all of which begin on the inside. We use principles to create transformation. And your role as a coach, as a spiritual life coach, is to hold the space for consciousness, presence, alignment, accountability, and embodiment. To hold the space for that. Your role is to mirror the truth of the client's consciousness, presence, alignment, accountability, and embodiment. People will say, oh, you got a bad attitude, or you got a, no. Your presence right now is disconcerting. Your presence is not in alignment with truth. You get a whole new language of how to look at common problems that usually demean and debase people. And you support transformation. Let me define transformation for you from a spiritual perspective, taking the action required to create the results desired. Trans means movement. Form is what's going on, and action is action, taking the action required to create the results that are desired or intended. Coach Robert, you want to talk about the journey through the 9 months of the spiritual coaching program?
Yeah, because it coincides with my eyes are still on this chat. How do I get to the place where I can believe I can do this? Well, I would offer you're in the space. There's a reason it's 9 months. That I would again say begins now, but more succinctly in August with a summer intensive. And then we move through September and then ideally graduation in the following June. Each month, there's a face-to-face weekend. Those weekends are they're powerful. Opportunities to play, opportunities to connect, opportunities to listen, opportunities to share, opportunities to be guided. Please understand it's not a faculty-led. It is student-led, faculty facilitated, meaning we play off of what you all bring to the floor. We already know the curriculum and we know and share an understanding of the objectives, but we move you through what spiritual law or principle would support you in this moment because you're not sure who you are or won't claim what you know to be true about who you are in this moment. So rather than focus on that, you want to focus on how will I get to a place where I can believe I can do that. That's about convincing, that's performing, versus just being present enough to say, hold up, if I'm here, whatever that name is, for that way of being that had me show up, there's a principle that aligns with that, right? To understand that there are spiritual protocols and practices. So we'll bring you through prayer types, not to relieve you of old prayer practices, but to enhance what you understand as prayers, what you understand as protocols. In the beginning, I believe you were saying, Yana, that when you began this in its infancy, you were doing soaps. Well, we take spiritual baths, but people want to get foo-foo and wah-wah, like, oh my God, I don't do that. It's like when I watch people talk about they don't like incense because people are walking around with sage, but then you go to a Catholic church and they come down on Communion Sunday and they got sage. It's like, so again, we invite you to open up. Nothing that you need to take on. It's nothing that you need to incorporate unless it is a natural fit for you. But let me be clear. Some of the clients that are going to show up in your life, and some of you may not be taking the coaching program because you see yourself opening and establishing a business. It doesn't matter. You coached yourself to this moment. You are your first and last client. You are the first and last person that you'll lead. That's where the practicum and the supervision comes into play. So your interaction with faculty, whether it's a weekly call, whether we meet on Wednesdays, where we're utilizing a Wednesday night class so that it's a hybrid model and we can give you even more goodies. Those are places and opportunities, the supervision, quite frankly, where you can say, here's what's coming up for me. Here's where I am in my life, or this is what is present, or this is a habitual pattern of behavior, or I had a conversation with somebody and they brought up the very thing I don't want to address. Or how about this one? I thought the homework was going to be a little easier than this. Why I gotta format it? This feels like I'm doing a dissertation. Now that's for the educated people, dissertation.
Coach Robert.
Yes.
Let me say this. I want to go back for a moment. Or step into for a moment the question of how can I get to the place where I believe I can do this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you get to the place you believe you can do this? Well, do it whether you believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Because people go to a job every single day where they make less money than they need, working with people they don't like, not because they want whatever they're getting at the job to take care of themselves. They don't believe that they make enough money. They don't believe that they can advance on the job, but they go every single day. So here we're saying you don't have to believe. Here's what you have to do. If you choose to, if it resonates in your soul, because see, that's the deceptive intelligence talking in your ear. And we're so programmed to listen to that. Let me just break down again what Coach Robert said. Classes meet in person once a month. So how do you get to the place where you can travel from wherever you live to wherever we're meeting? Figure that part out. You have a Wednesday class, and during that weekend that you come in person, Friday through Sunday, you will meet with fellow students, you will meet with faculty to address whatever hits the floor. And as it hits the floor, we use spiritual laws, universal laws, spiritual principles, and awareness to support you in learning how to coach it. Okay? You will have a class once a week on Wednesday where you get instruction. And then that instruction leads to home assignments. Some of them will be really easy. Some of them won't, depending upon your willingness to tell the truth about who you are and where you are. Because you're the client, so the homework's about you. Okay? So how do you get to the place where you believe that you can come someplace once a month, that you can meet on a Wednesday, that you can listen to fellow classmates and faculty members that support and guide and love? How do you get to the place where you can be in community of like-minded people? I don't know, beloved. How do you get there? Just do it. How about that? Make believe it's a job you don't like where you don't make enough money. Do that. I'm sorry, Coach Robert. Go ahead.
That's spot on. Here's what I would offer in this moment, because if you said it here, you may be repeating it elsewhere. How about just give yourself permission to shift? How do I make myself? To how do I allow myself? Just soften it. One of the things you'll hear me say repeatedly is be gentle.
Yeah.
And sometimes the languaging is it, right? And it takes the pressure off. But all of this goes into, you can see on the screen, healthy mind, healthy body. Take a look at your thinking. How open is your mind to new belief systems and shifts in paradigm? Can you hear something different, or are you always in a defensive posture? Well, if you are, you might find the Malik is as well, or you project onto a Malik. They must be closed. Why? Because he said he got dreams where doors are closing, so he can't be here open-minded. We bring our stuff to the moment. So the classes, quite frankly, think of coming in now and you get an empty tool belt. And by the time you graduate, you've got a hammer and a screwdriver and a saw, and each one is used for a different purpose. Here's the distinction between our program and other programs, and I just mean universally as a spiritual program. We don't decide what tool to use. We ask for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, God, I'm thinking about using this saw. Let's go back to, have you ever been loud and wrong? That goes into prayer practice. I know I've had a bunch of prayers where I told God what it was going to look like, and then woke up in the morning and I felt so bad. It didn't look nothing like it. And then I sheepishly crawled back. It was like, my bad, player. Let me rephrase that. What would you have me know? How could you have me see this different? That moves into the readings. So whether we're looking at Love Without Conditions or 30-Day Mental Diet or whatever the reading is, it is designed to support an awakening and an unfolding. That's all the program is. It supports an awakening and an unfolding, but it comes back to you being open, and willing. You ask, how can I convince myself? How can I make myself be open and willing to allow yourself to receive the guidance you need in the moment? This program will show you just how much you control.
Well, that's what, if we take a look at what's on the screen now, it's about self-honesty and energetic responsibility. If you have to take responsibility for your fear, for your doubt, for the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the stress, and tell yourself the truth about how you are participating, calling in, volunteering, whatever it is. It's about sacred communication, both with yourself and listening to what you hear others say. It's about your patterns, your projectives, and your personal narratives. We're going to teach you not only how to identify your own, but how to support others in identifying their own, not identifying it for them like you would do it with Malik, but helping Malik identify his own. It's about shadow work and inner authority. It's about spiritual practice and developing rituals for clearing and healing and peace. And you will learn rituals. Ritual simply means a consistent way of performing a thing. Brushing your teeth is a ritual if you use Colgate every morning. It's a ritual. But we've been so programmed and conditioned out of the natural language of our soul. Yes, you will learn about rituals. Yes, you will learn about altars. Yes, you will learn about spiritual practices. And you'll have client sessions. You'll be each other's client so that you get the support that you need going through it. And there will be a practicum where you have to get other clients and you will be supervised, because the program is about integration and embodiment, not learning and memorization, embodiment. Again, coaching is not what you do, it's who you are, so that you can be certified. This is the list of the texts that we will be working with. The 30-Day Mental Diet, don't run out and buy it because it's being revised. Hinds Feet on High Places. One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. Love Without Condition. Mastery of Self and Steps to Knowledge. These are some of the texts that you will be working with. Yeah. You will have weekly and weekend assignments. You'll have home assignments. There'll be requirements for your practicum. You'll do peer coaching, and you have to learn the ethical standards of being a coach and what is required for your completion of the program, your certification. Okay. So those are just some of the things that we want to tell you. Those who register will get more details, because some of you just want to be here to get the details. No, you got to be here to make the commitment to yourself. Just for you who are ready to take that leap, the application fee, which is non-refundable, is $150. And the commitment fee, meaning that you're going to do this, that's due by March 5th, and it is $500. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. Because once you make the application and we review it and all of the things that go along with it, we're making space for you. And when you don't honor yourself, it costs. And usually it costs somebody else. This time it's going to cost you. The commitment fee says, I'm doing this, I'm on my way. And both of them come off of the tuition that is required for the program. You have a, what is it, 4-day, 5-day? What's
4 days?
4 days. Summer intensive. Your room, your board, and your meals are $850. That is due by May 1st. And that's why we're doing this now, so that you can begin to budget or plan or fundraise, sell fish dinners, whatever it is that you need to do to get it done. How about ask Spirit to provide it? How about that? That's due by May 1st. So your application fee is $150. You get that application and you get it in. Don't just get it and rub it on your hoo-ha. Get it and send it in. Okay. And when you send it in and you're accepted, you have to do the commitment fee. And then you have till May 1st to do your summer intensive fee. And those are the upfront costs. Tuition. Wait a minute. The class intensive. Okay, that's the room, board, and the meals. And the intensive itself is $850. So that is $1,700. All right. Now the intensive fees, that's a separate thing. That does not come off your tuition. Your application and your commitment fee do come off your come off of your tuition. Okay. Take a breath. Come on, everybody, take a breath. Drop below your neck. Go into the wisdom of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start calculating rent and bills and what you can't do. There is no shortage of money in the universe. And what you need can and will manifest if you allow it to do so. If you allow it to do so. All right. Tuition for the 9 months is $6,530. Take a breath. We just lost 30 people. Good. Yeah, because if you're coming in with that level of limitation, this is not for you. And it's okay. Not now, maybe later. All right. I want you to be real clear. So yes, this is in addition to the summer intensive, not in addition to the commitment and the application. The tuition fee, $6,500. And you're not paying for instruction. You're paying for presence. You're paying for embodiment. You're paying for wisdom. You're paying for 34 years of experience. That's what you're paying for. Yeah. It doesn't have to be paid all at once. There are any financial agreement, commitment that you want to make, we'll work with you. You want to pay it weekly? You want to pay it monthly? You want to pay it bi-monthly? You want to pay it quarterly? Whatever it is, that's on you. Take a breath. And all of you who have still got good government jobs, be sure to look into tuition reimbursement, because what we're going to teach you, you can use in your current role of employment. And some employers have tuition reimbursement. Okay.
And for those of you that are outside of the U.S., let's be real clear. We've had students from Paris. We've had students from Sweden. Yes. I mean, so, and they coming in every single week. And that was for the personal development program prior to the coaching. The personal development is 2 years.
Yeah.
In and
Mama Swolabi came from Johannesburg
Johannesburg
every single month for 3 years.
for 3 years.
And Israel, of course, Canada,
Right.
Tortola,
Indeed.
Jamaica, Trinidad, UK, the UK, you know, so we know it can be done if it's for you. And if it's not for you, that's fine too. The criteria and expectation for certification is that you show up, that you be present, and that you show up authentically. There are no tests that you can fail. There are only commitments that you don't honor, agreements that you don't keep. That's the criteria. And there are requirements because we need to be able to say that you can do what we say you can do. And if you can't do what we say you can do, then we support you in getting to that place. But there are criteria for certification. All right. And what you will become in the process is a spiritually aligned guide that we call a spiritual life coach. Spiritually aligned. Yeah. Your requirements to become that are attendance, participation, and honesty. Attendance, participation, and honesty. How to apply? I don't want anybody to apply yet. I want you to take all of this in, breathe it, and ask Spirit. Because we don't want you here if this is not where your soul wants you to be. Would you agree with that, Coach Robert?
That's spot on because it doesn't
Did
align.
You freeze? Yeah.
You'd be out of alignment. So really take this in. And the question we would offer, if you wanted a specific one, what is my next most appropriate loving step? Just start with that. And then allow that to be the ripple that you follow. And if it's no, somebody asked, when is the next time that we're doing this? Is annual. So perhaps you take the information in today and you go, you know what, I'll wait until the next program. Those are all options, but the invitation is for you to recognize that you're already in your coaching practicum because it's you with you having a conversation with Spirit, not you asking the wounded version of you that put stuff in the chat that you need to put in the chat about how your mama didn't give you no lunch money and left you outside on the school bus in the rain with one boot and a slipper. That's not what this is. This is going, okay, God, I'm making up a lot of stuff. And let me just offer it this way. If you feel, a shuddering, nervousness, anxiousness, unsettled, confused, that is old nervous system programming. And what the program will support you in doing is allowing yourself to recognize old patterns without needing to re-engage or reenact them. It's not that you lose old patterns. You just recognize, I used to spend money when I didn't need to spend it. That's an old pattern. I recognize it and I don't reenact it. That's an example of being spiritually grounded. And that's what we're inviting today. Breathe it in, write it in, be with it, dance your way through it, do some clothes, go for a walk, call somebody, and then sit down and get quiet enough to listen. The heart center, that's where the meditation invited you. The prayer invited you into a higher knowing beyond what you can think and make up, and quite frankly, even put in a chat. Because I'm going to just say what I'm going to say so y'all get real clear about my energy. I'm trying to figure out how you all are this present doing all this chatting. That's nervous energy for me. Some of y'all done put dissertations in the chat. You might as well just go ahead and write that book you've been talking about because, you done wrote 2 chapters in the chat. Stop it.
So let me just address a couple of things that are in here. I saw one person said that they were in the program and they want to know about re-entry. We're not re-entering. You are applying as a new student. Someone else said they wanted to know where we're located. The classes will be held in Maryland on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. We're between Philly, Delaware, Philly, and Virginia, in the DMV, somewhere like that. Somebody else said they had a question. Put your questions in the chat. Someone's interested in both the ministerial program and the spiritual life coaching program. I would send you back to your soul and ask spirit what it is that you're being called to do, because it's two different things altogether. Ministry is not a program. Ministry is a call. So okay, I don't know what it is that I would tell you to ask spirit. Okay, so Shireen Burrows, Shirene, Miss Burrows, ask your question. Give me the business up front. I appreciate it. Nothing is free. Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't know why you think it would be. Go to Harvard and see what they give you. All right. Iana, really? My eyewear is gorgeous. Really?
That's what I'm bringing up.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
going to show up if you submit an application. It's going to show up. That's distracted. You're distracted. Hey, y'all, we love y'all enough to say this.
Yeah, without being upset with you. Just make it clear.
Yeah, you want to play, but you don't want to play.
Okay, I see you, Pierre. Okay, yeah, Pierre already applied. Sure good. I just needed to talk, that's all. Okay, good. Hi, from Manchester. Hey, Mark from Manchester. Okay, so if nobody else has any questions, we're not going to beat a dead horse. We're here to do business. We've had on the screen where you can get your application. I don't know if Miss June or somebody can put it back up. And again, if you kindly recap the full cost of the program and the due dates, the entire program for the 9 months is $6,530. Your summer intensive fee is $1,750. Your application, which is not included in tuition, to get the application is $150, and that's non-refundable. Once you get the application, have your interview. If you're accepted into the program, because we don't accept everybody. And let me just say that. I'm not sure that was made clear to you. You fill out the application. Based on your application, you have an interview. And based on the interview, you're either accepted or not. The $150 is non-refundable. If you are accepted and you accept you want to move forward, your commitment fee, your seating fee is $500. So that's $150, $500, $1,750, $6,530. All right. To clarify, it's 1 week in a month for 9 months in Maryland. Is that correct? Absolutely, it is. Is it $850 for each weekend? You made that up. You have a gift for fiction. Nobody said that. I just reviewed it. Nobody said that. It is not $850 for each weekend. It may be. I don't know. What is 9 times $850?
Right, exactly.
It might be. I don't know. I didn't add it up like that. Okay.
The summer intensive will not be held in Maryland.
No, the summer intensive is not in Maryland. Okay. So, and we will give you that information early enough for those who need to fly so you can get your tickets at a discount rate. We're always looking for discount tickets. We do love a discount ticket. And we also encourage, if you're coming in from Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, carpool. If you want to drive, carpool. Well, I drive everywhere. So, I know people don't do that. Sorry, I meant the monthly in-person meeting. No, the monthly in-person meeting, yes, is in Maryland from Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're out by what, 2 on Sunday?
Yeah, 3 o'clock just to be safe.
So you can make your flights after 5.
Correct.
I'm in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Okay. You're not present, baby. You're talking about stuff that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Okay, good. All righty. Anything else? Okay. What part of Maryland, please? What is that? Lithonia?
Lithonia. It's just below BWI Airport.
It's near BWI. Is this program eligible for applying for student loans? I really don't know, because we are a 501c3.
I was about to say, you can have an enrollment conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if we're eligible for that. BWI is the closest airport.
Correct.
No, if you do not have a high school diploma, you don't meet the basic requirement. But I'll get you a coach to help you get your high school diploma, And someone said earlier that they wanted to be coached. Send us a letter to customer@yamla.com, because we have a I don't know what you call it, a state what the thing where the horses live? Where the horses live?
Stable.
Stable. I couldn't think of where the horses live. I was going to say condominium. Oh, you
GD work. Absolutely.
GD is fine. Forgive me for not saying that. Customer@yamla.com. We have a stable of powerful coaches, so we can recommend you a coach if you need a coach. No, I do not have a horse in the condominium. All right. I want to, Dr. Pruitt, how do I get in touch with you?
Give that to you.
Robert@robertpruitt.com, right?
Well, no, we're using Intervisions.
Okay, I be honest. Let me shut up. Still waiting for my hug. Okay.
There you go.
And
Please.
I want to encourage all of you to get your copy of Spiritual Hygiene and read it. Why? Because we are incorporating it into the curriculum.
Yes, it's going to be part of the curriculum.
Be incorporated into the curriculum. Are you a minority woman-owned vendor and registered for NY? I know we can do, I don't know what NYCPS is, but we are a minority woman-owned vendor. You know what? We're a 501c3.
Correct.
Education and religious. So I don't know what the NIPOQR is. I don't know. Okay, we're going to move into, I'm going to introduce you to our next support person. Robert, I'm out. I'll leave you. I'll be back, but right now I want to introduce you to another graduate of the program. And
hello. Hi, my name is Coach Alicia, and I am with the class of 2019, and I am going to pray us out. So if we all could take a collective breath together, breathe in and exhale. Spirit of the living God, we thank you. We thank you for every person who made space tonight to listen, to learn, and to discern. Thank you for the courageous courage that it takes to ask, God, what would you have me do? And for the holy curiosity that leads us towards growth, healing, and purpose. We bless what has been shared on this call, every insight, every word of encouragement, every meditation, every moment of clarity. And we ask what is meant for each person will remain. The parts that awaken faith, as Mama Ia talked about, the parts that strengthen vision that Coach Prue talked about, and the parts that confirm direction. We pray for those who feel a stirring to become a spiritual life coach, those who are being called to support others with compassion, spiritual laws, and tools. And as we close this sacred time together, God, we release everyone back into their evening informed, educated, centered, and strengthened. May they carry with them clarity. May they carry with them peace. May they carry with them the next steps that align with who they are in their true being. And may they have what they need and understand that if, God, you have called them to this, you will also equip them, God, with everything that they need to move forward. We seal this time with gratitude, and we declare that what has been planted tonight will grow in the right season. In the name of the divine presence the I am, the great I am. We seal this prayer, surrendering to your will with an amen and ashe.
With an amen and an ashe. Thank you, Coach Alice. Thank you so much. So I want to say this because I want to honor the men who are present. We do have men in this program. Coach Robert isn't the only one. But of course, because the time and the energy is about feminine energy, there, of course, more women are showing up. And can I say this? We even have white people. White people, you are welcome. I have to say it, you know. And if you join late, or you want to review, or you want to go through, or you want to hear some more, the replay will be on Facebook and on YouTube. Men, you are welcome. My white people, you are welcome. Because I said, oh my goodness, everybody here is black and woman. Let me get the people. But you know what? In the major society, there's no compensation made when the whole audience is white, and there's nothing that says black people are welcome. But so I want you to know we welcome everybody. We, as long as you ain't drooling or picking your nose, we'll take you. And we've taken some droolers. Okay, have a great, great, great time. Go back, look at it again. But above all, pray. Get centered. And if it really is a call for you, and if you know this is what you want to do, and again, particularly leaders, counselors, teachers, social workers, you know, the universe will provide what you need. If money is the only problem, you ain't got no problem. Okay? Looking forward to seeing you all in August, or many of you in August. Coach Robert, you want to say hey or bye?
Hey, bye.
He is a mess. Okay. I tell you what, stay online. Let me coach you. Good night, everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, it got me in trouble.